I'm excited to be a part of the Sweet 16, playing Buffalo, and doing it here in Albany. We got in yesterday. City seems pretty popping, although I haven't been a part of it, but just coming from the hotel to here and coming into the arena, just getting really excited about what's going to take place tomorrow morning.
Thank you. Questions? Up here in the front on the right.
Dawn, is a kind of a tough adjustment to be able to be playing so early tomorrow morning at 11:30 instead of an afternoon or evening tip?
Well, I mean, we had a few days in between having a late start on Sunday and now. We practiced a little bit earlier yesterday just to, make sure that our bodies can adjust to playing early. Once and we knew in plenty of time to, psychologically prepare for it. So I think our players, they just said today it seems like a really long time since we last played. So they're chomping at the bit to get out there and play a little bit.
One reminder for the media, if you do have questions, please identify yourself as well as your affiliation. Tim in the back to the left.
Hi, Dawn. Tim Wilkin from the Albany Times-Union. Your thoughts on Buffalo, and are they a team that can play with a little less pressure because they're the lower seed?
I think from, sitting where I sit and you sit, we could probably say yes, but, this is about history for them. It's about us continuing to make history for our program. It's a bid to go to the Elite Eight. And I think, we all want to continue to play. We all have aspirations of winning a national championship. When the ball is, tipped up, I think it's anybody's game at that point. I don't think our kids are playing with any extra pressure. I think the pressure is what you put on yourselves. Obviously we hope to put a little bit of pressure on Buffalo with our defense and ability to kind of control the tempo of the game.
Up here in front on the left. Jerry?
Hi, Dawn. Jerry Longman with the New York Times. With all the top remaining teams having, tall post players, do you think that may be the determining factor of who will eventually win the national championship, is how the bigs play? And could you also talk just a little bit about the evolution of Azare Stevens' game from being strictly a perimeter player to an inside player as well?
Well, I would say this, in order for you to win and continue to win in this tournament is guard play. There's somebody that has to get the poster ball, and obviously they do have to dominate when they get it. But I think, with probably any team, it's determined by what the guards do. Not necessarily shoot the ball. They have to facilitate, and they have to, understand what's a good shot, what's bad shot, what, where the ball needs to go. So the decision makers are the guards. And, for post players to have great games, you definitely have to put them in positions to be great and to be dominant. As far as Azare, I think Azare is, has shown that she can play on the perimeter. I think what Gino and his staff are doing, they're showing her where the higher percentage shots are. I don't think they're taking that ability to shoot from the outside away. They're just adding to what she already does, and I think it's a great segue into having a great career and some longevity after her college career is over. So in the pros, she'll be more of a complete, versatile player.
Thank you. Up here in the front.
David Cloninger, Post and Courier. Dawn, just in terms of straight seeding, you all were kind of in the position last year where Quinnipiac was kind of a lower seed that got to the 16 unexpectedly. How different is Buffalo from Quinnipiac, especially when they basically get a game in their backyard?
I think, Buffalo is more probably your traditional style, where they have their point guard running the show and distributing and facilitating and scoring. And Quinnipiac is more of a system, like a positionless a team. I think Buffalo has great guard play. They play extremely well together. They make the extra pass. They know exactly where they want their shots to come from. And they're just relentless, in transition, going to the board. So they're, that a lot different makeup, of than Quinnipiac. But we're looking forward to it. We're looking forward to the challenge. We're looking forward to playing them in somewhat, home court advantage. It should be an exciting game.
Up here on the, go, sir.
Roger Cleveland from the Waterbury Republican American newspaper. Can you just talk about Asia's development through her career, but more specifically this year, and what she's added to her game this season?
Well, with Asia, every year she's gotten better and better, just from a skill set standpoint, from a leadership standpoint, and for understanding what she needs to do when she needs to do it. I think with Asia, we've just kind of expanded her ability to, bring the ball up the floor, just put the ball in her hands. Obviously she was surrounded by a lot of great players in her first 3 years. Now you're seeing her play, take her game to a higher level, knowing that she doesn't have as much talent as she was surrounded by in previous years. And, good players make adjustments, and Asia's made an adjustment to carrying our basketball team and doing it at a very high level.
Hey, Don. Doug Feinberg, the AP. 2 questions. First, just big picture, there's 2 11 seeds still playing. You coached for a while at a mid-major school at Temple. Is it the natural development of the tournament that there are some of these other teams, mid-majors, advancing this far? Second question, unrelated, is Champ didn't make the trip for you? Is any reason you didn't feel like bringing him up here to Albany?
The first question is, I was at a mid-major, and, the struggle for me was to make the tournament and then, advance through at least the second weekend of the tournament. And you need talent. You definitely need talent. I think, 10 years ago when I was at Temple, you really couldn't get the talent. I think mid-majors are getting more talent at their respective schools by way of, just recruiting a little bit better, recruiting a little bit differently, and also just getting the players that can play your style of play as a coach. And you're seeing, some 11 seeds. I mean, if you watch, Central Michigan and Buffalo, if you pay attention to them, they just, they play at a certain a level, above other mid-majors in that they spread you out. They're super, selfless. They play well together, and they're well coached. And when you have those combinations working for you, you advance, and it is, it's not by surprise. As far as Champ is a warm climate puppy, so that's why he didn't make the trip.
Here in the front.
Don, I'm not sure if you know, but have you gotten a pretty good response from tickets sales of people from Columbia who might be coming, or USC fans in this area who might be coming to the game?
I have not. I think on Twitter I got a couple of people that said they got their tickets. A couple of people are from this area, so hopefully we just need a few of them, because they can get pretty loud no matter where they are. So we should have a good amount of people in the stands cheering for us.
Again in the front.
Columbia, South Carolina. Don, the fact that you have these higher seeds, 11 seeds, coming in and knocking off people, is that good for the women's game, maybe creating more excitement? And like we're seeing with the men's tournament every year, a lot of people like to just watch for the upsets.
I think it is good for the game. I think it, anytime that you can have, show some parity in our game on any level, it's always good. The fact that Buffalo and Central Michigan are here playing in the Sweet 16 says it gives other coaches hope, that to keep on coaching. It gives them a little boost of energy to know that it can happen. It can happen. You can get out of the first week and on to the second week and compete at the highest level. So, I'm happy for the parity that's very apparent in the NCAA tournament on our side and the men's side as well.
Over here, Jared.
Dawn, to follow up on Doug's question, you said that mid-majors were recruiting a little differently. Could you sort of expound on that a little bit, please?
Yeah, if you look at Buffalo, I mean, they have a lot of international players on their roster. And sometimes you have to go that route in order for you to, to get some quality players. Because, when it's all said and done, you think it's a fair game, whether you're coaching in a Power 5 or a mid-major. But when it comes down to it, it's not. The appeal to play for a Power 5 school, it's always greater in most people's eyes. So some coaches prefer to go, a different route, and it's works for them. Obviously, if we could recruit internationally, I would welcome international players on my team as well. It seems like that's the route we need to go because we keep losing out as well, even being a Power 5 school.
One more question if we have it for Coach Staley. Seeing none, thank you, Coach.
Thank you.
As the student athletes are getting settled, one last reminder, as you're asking questions to those women, please direct the question by name so that we can pick that up on the webcast. Thank you very much for joining us. We have Asia Wilson and Tyesha Harris. Congratulations on getting to the Sweet 16. One reminder for you folks, please speak into the microphone so that everybody can hear you. We have a question up here on the front right to start.
David Cloninger, Post and Courier. Ladies, you kind of were in this situation last year with a lower seed getting to the Sweet 16 like Quinnipiac. What's the main difference between Quinnipiac and Buffalo?
Asia?
Oh, man. I think Buffalo's a lot more aggressive. Any shot's a good shot to them, so that's kind of hard to defend because you never know when the ball's going to go in the air. They're quicker, but I think something that they're very similar is their energy. They're just happy. They're happy like we all are, just happy to be in this situation. So I think that's always good, especially in March. But we all know anything can happen in March, so we have to be on our A game and play our best game. We can't really slack off at all because they are a lower seed. But at the same time, at this point, we've all worked very, very hard to get here. So it really doesn't matter about the number of the seed. It's just the heart of the team.
Tyesha, anything to add? No. Over here to the left.
Watch Fox. Ty, earlier this week you were joking about how your call time or a shoot-around was so early in the morning for Saturday. What has prep been like this week? Are you guys getting up earlier just because you have known the game time for a while, or how's the preparation for this game?
I think we have been getting up early. Actually, we had film at 9:40 this morning. I think we're just getting prepared and ready, but shoot-around's at 5, so there's no really that's a hard time to prep for that. But I think if we have a good practice today, that maybe it'll get waved away. But it's just being locked in and just focusing on the film sessions and every little conversation you have with coach and just having our team conversations and just being ready and prepared.
Yes, sir.
Joe Cook, WLTX. This is for Asia. Asia, this is your last NCAA tournament. Do you feel any pressure to kind of play your best game every single time you take the floor? And how is coach's message of saying you guys don't have to play a perfect game, just have to make more plays than other team? How is that, guys, helping you kind of handle your performance as well as the team?
I mean, I don't think it's a lot of pressure. I think just on my all 4 years, I've always tried to play my best game and play it like it's my last. That's how you really love the game of basketball. So you take it all in. So definitely, I'm kind of sad this is my last NCAA tournament, but I'm making the most of it, and I'm just enjoying the moment. And when talking about coach and when she says those things, I think it really helps us out because I think we kind of get hard on ourselves when the shots aren't falling or we're making turnovers. But at the same time, if we're just making more plays and we're just having fun, I think it really kind of overlooks those situations and it really calms us down because we're like, okay, of course we know that we're not perfect, but at the same time, you want to play perfect basketball for your coach. But we all know that that's not possible. So for her to have an understanding like that, it's a great feeling for us, and I think it relieves pressure off of us in those situations.
Over here, Amy.
Okay, Amy Morris from the Buffalo News. Asia, just want to follow up. You were talking about fun, and you mentioned Buffalo playing happy. How important, because you can get very focused on, you want to take it seriously, but how important is that fun element, that joy element to remember in the game?
Yeah, I think it's very important. Like you said, we sometimes you get really caught up in the moment, and you really kind of miss out on the moment that you're in. And I think all 16 teams are very, very lucky and blessed to be in this situation, so we're definitely going to take it all in stride. But for us, it's very important for us. I think I take a lot of pride in just having fun, whether that's yelling. I don't care if I'm by myself. I'm still going to yell and one if I get an and one. And if my teammates get an and one, I'm really going crazy. So I think that's just a part of the game. Like, if you love the game, and I just love seeing my teammates just succeed in any situation. If that's an assist from me, if that's an assist from Ty, anything. So I just have a lot of fun, and I think that really, like, I don't know how I want to say this. Translates. There you go. I was about to say transform. I think that really translates into, like, just the offense and the defense of it all. So definitely having fun is a huge, huge deal in this game of basketball.
Doug, up here on the left.
Doug Feinberg, the AP. First off, did I hear right? You have a 5 a.m. shoot around tomorrow, if potentially?
It's
5 something. Interesting. 5:20. Even
That's
better.
where we have to be in the gym.
Nice.
Imagine what time we have to wake up.
So my other question is, obviously your relationship with Dawn is well known, and you guys joke around all the time.
Yeah.
But 4 years now, how does this all come together that you are as close as you are? I mean, every coach is close with the players, but just, I mean, you guys have fun every time you're together, it seems.
Yeah. I think we really kind of formed this relationship, I think, over a summer. She was my coach for USA, and it was kind of us one-on-one, and I think that's when we really became close. And just, Coach Staley's a coach that you can talk to her about anything, and that's what I really enjoy about her. And she's like my mom away from my mom, honestly, and I guess we're all her daughters, so she treats me like a daughter. I treat her like a mom, so we argue a lot. We probably argue more than we have fun. I'm glad that you see the have fun part more. But we probably yell at each other. She probably fusses at me a lot. But, I mean, who wouldn't want that? She's a great person to be around, and I just love her as a coach.
Over.
Do you guys feel as each round continues and the competition gets better that you have to get better, or is it just about today and just trying to beat this team?
You know that.
We actually talked about this earlier in film today. Coach Staley was just like, just focus on today, Friday, and we're not even playing, just practicing and just focusing on the details. And then when Saturday comes around, just focus on Buffalo, and we're not even thinking ahead. We're just going day by day, game by game. And I don't know if you have to get better. I think it's just more of just playing within the game and seeing if we can make more plays than the other team, and just having fun, like Asia said, and just enjoying every minute of the game, because you don't know when it's going to be last. So.
Asia, anything to add?
No, Ty had a great answer. Good job, twin. Gosh, they grow up so fast.
Hi, Asia. I'm Jerry Longman with the New York Times and an LSU graduate, but you still have to talk to me.
It's all love.
When you chose South Carolina 4 years ago, did you even have a backup school? Was UConn your second school or not? And why did you? What was the choice? And I'd like to ask you a follow-up after.
Yeah,
that,
I did not have a backup school. My final schools were USC, North Carolina, Tennessee, and UConn. That was my list, and they were all pretty equal. And I don't know. I really didn't have a backup school. It was really just kind of South Carolina was just the best fit for me, and my family, of course, had a huge role in that. My parents helped me out in that situation. So yeah, I didn't really no backup school. Honestly, it wasn't like a number two. It wasn't like a choices between this and this. So yeah.
Was it Dawn that attracted you most, or was it the chance to build your state school that hadn't been a great power into a great power? Or
I think it was a mixture of both. Honestly, Coach Staley was recruiting me when I was on the bench. Like, she didn't play at all. So that I kind of always recognized that out. She was always there for everything. She really went out of her way. She wasn't really the coach that was always like, call me or like text me, blowing up my phone. So I kind of I kind of enjoyed that. And also just watching her change the program around, I really wanted to be a part of something like that to do. And it just so happened to be in my hometown. And just to be a part of that and just to change a program and just to be in history books now, it was something that I really wanted to be a part of. It's tough to change a program around. I mean, like Coach would always say, there's been SEC teams that probably hated coming to South Carolina in the past. It was just like, man, we got to go play South Carolina. Like, come on, there's not even like 100 people in the stands. But now it's like we're a powerhouse in the SEC. Like, this is us. So just to be a part of it and just of the journey and just be in just the history books like that, it was just a great thing.
Any additional questions for our student athletes? One over here on the right-hand side.
Kind of a follow-up Adrian, you were saying you and Don argue, and I know after games you guys do have those many conversations. What were those conversations like? What are they about, and how have they made you a better player?
They'll just be about anything. It could be just me apologizing for a bad play that I had, or just saying, you know, you got a double-double tonight, like stuff like that. It's just the mini conversations that we have. I just take a lot of pride in it because it's something special. Like, it's very rare that you come across a coach that just like is just so open like she is. She's really open and honest with everything that she does. And I just really enjoy those conversations because, I mean, they're coming to an end, of course. Oh, my God, I'm going to miss her so much. But at the same time, they just really help me out because she knows the game so well. And she tells me in not just a coaching form, but just like in a parent form where I could really understand that. And I really appreciate for those things that she's done and just taking the time and talking to me. Because, you know, it's kind of tough. It's tough. Sometimes I feel pressure, but she definitely kind of is always there to kind of say, you know, it's going to be okay.
Ladies, thank you for joining us. Good luck tomorrow. Diana will be able to assist further media requests.